Hi friends, today we're going to talk about our new vocabulary for Mr. Tannen's Tie Trouble, our weekly story for lesson 16. Okay, so our first word is received. Okay, received. If you received something, you got it or it was given to you. For example, the girl received some money for raking leaves in the yard. So I want you to kind of think, either turn and talk to someone near you or just talk to yourself, right? Think about it yourself. What gifts have you received that were surprises? So our motion for receive is going to be like you're taking it. So you're holding your hands out and bringing it to you because you received it, right? So you got it and it was given to you. So ready? Received. Received. Good job. All right. So our next word is account. An account is something that people keep their money in at the bank. Okay? So the girl opened a bank account with the money from her allowance. So what I want you to think about this time is, why would someone keep money in an account at a bank instead of keeping the money at home? Why might they do that? So for an account, so since it's where you keep your money in the bank, we're going to protect, this is like a money sign, like money. So you're going to do this, and then you're going to like protect it, because that's what the bank is doing. It's protecting your money. So ready? Account. Protecting the money. So we have received, and account. There's going to be a lot of money words, so make sure you're really distinct with them. So account, protecting it. All right, the next word is budget. Budget. A budget is a list of ways you plan to spend your money. My mom follows her budget very closely so she has enough money. So what I want you to think about is, what would you need to know to plan a budget? What might you need to think about? What kind of things are you spending money on? How much money are you spending on those? So on. So a budget is a list of ways you plan to spend your money. Remember? So a budget is a list of ways you're going to spend your money. So here's what we're going to do. So we're going to pretend kind of have our money. We're going to say a little bit here, a little bit there, because it's how we're spending our money. It's a budget. So you save so much money to spend on bills. You save so much money, or you put aside so much money to spend if you're going shopping, etc. So ready? Budget. A little bit here, a little bit there. Okay, so we have received. We have account. And we have budget. A little bit here, a little bit there. All right, the next one we have is disappointed. If you are disappointed, then you are filled with a sad feeling. He was disappointed or sad that he didn't get what he wanted for his birthday. So what I want you to think about is, think about a time when you were disappointed. What didn't happen that you wanted to happen? So our motion for disappointed is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to make that sad face, because if you're disappointed, you're feeling sad. So if we're disappointed, we're going to make a sad face. Disappointed. Maybe sigh a little bit. Stick your lip out. Disappointed. So we have received. We have account. We have budget. A little bit here, a little bit there. We have disappointed. All right, our next word is chuckled. If you chuckled, then you laughed gently. So you might have chuckled at this picture. I know you can only see part of it, but her funny hair. The kids chuckled when they saw the girl's silly hair. So what is something that you chuckled at? So what's something you chuckled at? So if you're chuckling, you're laughing, but it's kind of a gentle laugh, right? So you're not like belly laughing. If you're chuckled, just kind of like, so we're going to laugh a little bit, just like, hee hee, chuckled, hee hee. Ready? Chuckled, hee hee. So you have received, account, budget, a little bit here, a little bit there, disappointed, and chuckled. All right, our next word is staring. Staring. If you are staring, then you are looking hard at something. The girl was staring at her money. Should she save it or spend it? If you saw someone staring upward, what could they be staring at? What might they be staring at if they're staring up like that? Right, so for staring, our motions will be pretty easy. We're just going to stare. Right, so we're going to look really hard at the camera, at our computer. Just stare. That's how you're staring. Okay? So, going over, we have received, account, Budget, a little bit here, a little bit there. Disappointed, chuckled, and staring. That one might be my favorite. A little creepy, I guess. All right, our next word is repeated. If you repeated something, then you did something again. I didn't hear my teacher the first time, so I asked her if she could repeat what she said. So repeat is the base word of repeated. Repeated just has that ed ending, like we talked about in our phonics. So I asked her if she could repeat what she said. So she's asking her to say it again. What tasks have you repeated while you were at school or doing school at home? So what things have you had to repeat? So for repeat, we're going to say do it again, because we're saying it twice. So we're repeating it. Do it again, do it again. Ready? Repeat it. Do it again, do it again. So we have received, account, a little budget, a little bit here, a little bit there, disappointed, chuckled, hee hee, staring, and repeated. Do it again, do it again. Okay, our last vocabulary word for this new story is fund. A fund is an amount of money saved for a special purpose. The players got new shirts by raising money for the team fund. So they're raising money to spend on something specifically for a group, for a program, something like that. Like in the story, you're going to read they're saving money for a playground. So that's they're raising a fund for the playground. So how could students raise money for a special event? Fund. What kind of things could you do to raise money? So for fund, we're going to do a money motion, but this time we're going to raise it. Like move it up like this, because with a fund, you're raising money for a specific purpose. So you're raising that money like a fundraiser. So we're going to say fund, move that money up. Ready? Fund. Perfect. Let's try and go through all of them. So we have received, account, it's another money one, but it's a bit different. Budget, a little bit here, a little bit there. Disappointed, chuckled, steering, repeated, do it again, and fund, money that you're raising. Okay? So now we are going to do our triggers. Okay? So as always, you need your piece of paper, and we're going to divide it into our 4 squares so that each side has the 4 spaces for each of the vocabulary words. Alright, so the first vocabulary word we're going to use is received. Okay, so received so that's when we start received. Okay, so for received, we're going to use a bridge map or the analogy trigger, right? So that's the one that looks like this and makes the comparison. So received is the same as get it, got it. As donate, if you've ever heard that word, donate means to give away. Okay? So received means to get, like donate means to give away. Okay, so received, you got it, donate, you're giving it back, giving it away. All right, so the next word we're going to work with is account. All right, so now we have account. So it's a little trickier, right, because it's where you're keeping your money at the bank. So I think we're going to use a sketch. So we're going to draw, and I'm just going to draw a building, and I'm going to label it as a bank. As a way for me to remember. That's where the money is going to go. So my account is in a bank. Might put some grass or something in front of it, make it looks more like a building. So that's our sketch trigger for that. The next one we're going to use budget is budget, and we're going to do the equation. So that's when you add 2 things together that equal the vocabulary word. So I think of budget, so you have to save an amount of money in order to budget, to use that money for what you need. So save plus amount So you're saving a specific amount equals budget. A budget is a plan. You have to plan how you're going to spend that money. You're going to plan how much you're going to save. So it's a plan with money. So I'm going to say plan plus money equals budget. And we can kind of combine a couple of these because we could say money plus amount because you're budgeting a specific amount of money. We could say money plus amount equals budget. And of course, as you guys know, you're always welcome to add more things if you think of them too. Alright, so disappointed is our next vocabulary word, and we are going to do examples and non-examples. So remember, with examples, you want to say things that mean the same as disappointed. I guess I should say mean the same, but would be good examples of when you're disappointed, times when you're disappointed. And non-examples would be times when you would not be disappointed. So an example of being disappointed would be maybe you can't go to the movies, which, I mean, that has been a very real reality for us. So can't go to the movies. It's pretty disappointing. It's another time I would be disappointed if maybe I got in trouble, I got grounded, and I can't play any games for the week, so no games for a week. I might be disappointed if I get a bad grade. Doesn't mean I can't come back from it or work harder to change it, but it still might be a little disappointing to get a bad grade. So let's think of some non-examples. Times when you wouldn't be disappointed. Well, if you're playing a game you like, you're probably not going to be disappointed, so playing games. If you got candy all day, that would definitely be not at all disappointing. You'd be pretty hyper. I mean, maybe you'd be disappointed because you'd get a stomach ache a little bit because you ate candy all day. If you got to adopt a pet, right? So these are non-examples. Playing games, getting to have candy all day, adopt a pet, you would not be disappointed in them. These are examples of if you can't go to the movies, you don't have games for a week, if you get a bad grade, something like that. Alright, so flipping our paper, let's talk about our next vocabulary word, chuckled. Alright, so with our chuckled, we're going to use an equation again. So what plus what equals our vocabulary word. So I think laugh plus smile equals chuckled. So if I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm chuckling. If I'm happy and I'm smiling, I might chuckle. And of course, if someone tells me a joke and I laugh, I would be chuckling. Unless they made me belly laugh. Chuckled. Alright, so for our next word, staring, we are going to use a sketch, right? The best one, using a picture. And you're just going to draw a face, however you want, but you just want that face to have nice wide eyes because they're staring at you. I'm going to make mine smile so it's a little less creepy that they're staring at me. But still, they're staring nonetheless. And so you want them to stare right at you because that's our... Ooh. Trying to give mine some hair. Not going super well. Alright, but she is staring. Okay? So staring. Whatever your person looks like, they need to be staring right at my eyes. Because she's looking really hard at something. Like how we look with our eyes on the learning target from our rules from our small groups. Eyes on the learning target. Alright, so our next vocabulary word is repeated. And for repeat, we're just going to kind of use a word sketch almost. And we're just going to write say again over and over again. So say again. Say again. Say again. Say again. So I'm just repeating it. I'm writing it over and over again. Boom. Repeat it. Say again, say again, say again. All right, and our last vocabulary word we're going to use one we haven't used yet today, we're going to use an acrostic. So an acrostic is when you write the word like that, and then use the letters to make different words. And I'm going to change my color. So a fund is something you might raise for the community. So that's something I'm thinking with my U here, community. It's with the U. So what's another word that might go along with our fund? Well, what are we raising when we're raising a fund? We're raising money. So that could go with our N, acrostic. Sometimes with fundraisers, you can do a bake sale, you can do a car wash, and those can be kind of fun sometimes to raise that money. So for my F, I think I'm going to use fun. And then with D, when you're raising money and for that fund, people will give you money. And if they just give you money, it means donate. And remember, that's the word we use with our other trigger. So if we donate money to the fund. All right. So those are your new vocabulary words. Practice those triggers and those motions throughout the rest of the story. Okay? Have a great rest of your day, friends.